Yes, it's Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. Let's line this thing up. Okay, we're looking at the Jake Paul versus the Tyron Woodley. What? What is this? I say on the shorts. Damn, I just realized. Okay, that's looking at Tyron Woodley. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna start with this thing. Okay, so let's have a look at the scorecards. Judge Granula scored it. Jake Paul 77, Tyron Woodley 75. Phil Progress, it's a bit of a worry if you can't spell his name. You had to do it twice. Phil Rogers 75 to Jake Paul, 77 to Tyron Woodley. And Dana, let's just call her Dana DiPaolo. Scored it, what's this? This 78 to 74. Anyway, we got it 2 judges to 1. Declared the fight in favor of Jake Paul. What do I think? Well, Jake Paul was the more consistent application. Tyron Woodley fought within himself, had a good 4th round, but then let Jake Paul, well, first of all, Jake Paul won. You'd have to say Jake Paul won the first 2 or 3 rounds. There we go, first 3 rounds for Jake Paul on 2 cards. Consensus, Jake Paul got the first 3 rounds. Tyron Woodley came back with the 4th. Tyron Woodley came back in the 4th. Now almost knocked the man clean out the ring. But Jake Paul came back with the 5th. So by the 5th round, he'd already won half the fight. Jake Paul had already won half of the fight. By the 5th round, well, the majority of the fight, he already won 4 rounds by round 5. And there was only 3 rounds left. So by my calculus, Tyron Woodley would have had to have won the 6th, 7th, and 8th. How many rounds did he go to? Was it 8 rounder? Was it not? He was an 8 rounder. It was. So by the 5th round, mathematically, it was impossible for Tyron Woodley to win the fight. OMG. But I did tell you, I did warn you that Tyron Woodley was not a boxer. He probably boxed a bit better than I expected him to, but just didn't do enough work, and that's typical of Tyron Woodley. He just don't do consistent work throughout the bout. He stops and starts, catches his breath. Talking about catching your breath, Jake Paul had to catch his breath aplenty during the fight. Didn't look the same. He said he didn't have the legs. Jake Paul said he didn't have the legs. And I think what it was just that somebody was coming back. Somebody was firing back. He finally fought somebody was firing back. Albeit an MMA fighter, not a boxer. So Jake Paul won fair and square in my book. Tyron Woodley just didn't do enough, and he often doesn't do enough. I think he lost his last 3 or 4 fights in the UFC, and that's why he was out of contract, and that's why he was able to take this fight. OMG. Okay, so what next? Tyron Woodley started shouting for a rematch. I don't believe he should get no rematch. What the hell you talking about? You won, you lost the fight. You lost the fight. Now it's time to move on. These guys, I wasn't impressed, but I was kind of falling asleep. I was in and out. I was falling asleep, and that was the sign on the scene. Okay, what's going on? This video is no longer available in your location. Okay, and that's the word. Jake Paul outworked Tyron Woodley. Told you Tyron wasn't gonna lose. Thought there's a chance he might get knocked out, but Jake Paul didn't have it like that. So what say you? It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. It's the see you later. And I'm out.